Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming back. I'm just come with something a little bit different today. I've just been playing around in my stuff and I bought these art impressions stamps, which I thought are timely at the moment while I'm a nurse. So I wanted to stick one in my page. And I've just done this and I'm quite excited by how it turned out. So I'll just bring that up a little bit closer, see if I can get that light on it a bit better. So just fiddling around. I know everyone knows how to do watercolours, but I did this using watercolour pencils. So I bought these over 20 years ago. I don't know where I got them from. I'm sure the shop's shut. It was in a different town. You can tell they're all dusty and dirty and they've gone through the ringers. But you can see hardly any of them have been used, so some of them are a little bit shorter than others. So I just thought I'd show you a video on how I actually use them. I can't find any small tipped paintbrushes, so I've just used a fat tip. So I've just got a little thing of water here, a baby wipe there, just so I can take off some extra water if I need to. Put that one aside. I actually did it on watercolour paper, so I bought this from my local craft shop or something. So I bought that, so I just did on that just so that it doesn't warp too much. So all I did is I got out the stamp, so I'm going to do a different one this time. So this time I'll do the bigger nurse this time. And what I did is I used the actual the colourings on the Art Impressions packaging just to help guide me for colourings when I actually did it. So all I did was got my 4x6 card lined up, decide where I want to put her. So let's put her in that top left corner there. That'll do. I don't know why I'm doing it this portrait style, because I don't usually do much portrait, but I'll have it if I want it. And all I used was Stays On ink, just so that I could actually I've used to take the guard off. I used Stays On so that I could paint and the colour wouldn't smear. So just ink it up, stamp it out, a little bit of pressure. Not happy with that image, so add some more ink. So I'm just using my Tim Holtz Tonic stamp positioner. Love this. I've just got the small size and that's all I need. Happy enough with that image. Just use the baby wipe, clean off any excess. Doesn't really come off though with a Stays On stamp. Put that out of the way. Cover that up because I always make a mess with my inks, my stamp pads. Okay, so take that out and let's get started. So all I do now, I don't need that. I'll bring this back in so that I've got the colours to use. And because that's about the colour of the scrubs we wear, I'll try and find, so I think I used this one before. And then I used a bit of grey for the shadings. So following on with the colourings that they've used. So all I do is I do multiple ways, but this is how I usually start. I usually get a little bit of the paint or the ink onto my pencil, from my pencil onto my paintbrush, and then I just start colouring. So this is the simplest way to get just a small amount of colour on. And as you can tell, my paintbrush is way too big, so I've got to be very careful around the edges where there's other items that I want to colour differently. And doesn't matter if you put too much colour on, because adding a bit of water you can actually take colour away with this method. So I've got something yucky on the end of my brush. Just filling in all of this. Bit is really driving me mad. I need to get that hair out. Got him. So now, because there's not as much water on my brush, it'll have a more concentrated color. So I'm just going to put that in the areas where I know that I'm going to go over with the grey. I'm impatient and I never wait for it to change color to dry properly between colors. So hopefully, with how slow and precise I'm going, it'll dry enough before I put the grey on today. That's probably a much brighter blue than what we wear, but we'll just keep going for now and we'll add more colour. It's easy enough to add more colour over the top. So as you can see, I haven't actually wet my brush again for a while, so I might just give it a bit more, dab a little bit of water off, and then wet the end of my, can you see the end of the nib of my pencil is quite wonky looking. That's because I have used this method for years for watercolor. I am certainly no artist. I am a terrible artist. I can't draw anything past a stick figure. I could not color or work out how to do this on my own if it wasn't for the tip, the drawing here that I can actually copy to get an idea on how to get the colorings right. I admire anyone who's a great natural artist. Absolutely amazing, I think, artists, but not me. But you do your best. Give it a go. That's what I'm doing. And at the end of the day, I'll have something that only I've created. So let's say that's as far as we're going to go with the blues. Now we're going to go in with the brown, the grey. So I should probably let it dry a little bit more, but I'm impatient. So we'll go to an area where I know it should be a bit drier, but it doesn't look like it is. So just following the picture here to get an idea of where to put the grey. And then areas where I might want a more concentrated grey, I'll just draw over, and then I can add some more water. So I'll use this method quite a lot. So oh, I've made that a bit too dark. I'll take it off with some water. That's okay. So just where all the creases are. A little bit of water. Let's hope I haven't stuffed this up. It is quite possible that I have. That'll be right. I didn't video the one that I did first, which is the one that turned out really well. But never mind. And it's all a learning curve. So let's just give it a bit more grey. Try and blend it in. Oh, too much. Here's another trick. I'll use my baby wipe and take some colour off. And this is something I've only just learnt this morning, just by accident. Might get a bit more blue on there. So as you can see, I'm just fiddling around, keep adding and subtracting, add with colour, subtract with water. Certainly made that grey too grey, but it is quite grey on the picture, so I'm not going to stress too much. It just means that I'm going to do the top similar. So I'm going to try and do the top similar colours, just that they kind of tie in. I probably need to get a bit more colour into my actual scrubs themselves too. So this would work much, much better if I had a smaller tipped paintbrush. That's how I wanted it to look down the bottom. So where I've gone outside the lines, I will just go over with clean water to clear that up. On watercolour paper that should dry. I've made a mess of my pants here, so let's just blend the colour in a little bit there. And I think I need to go darker a little bit on the scrubs as well. So just a darker blue. Just go over. in general. Most of the blue parts. It's probably a better colour. On the pants as well. Darker blue. It's probably a truer colour for us. There we go, try and blend it in with the grey a bit. And then a bit of grey just around the crease here. Shadow under the stethoscope, around the bottom of the top. So I can leave those and not add any water, which will probably work, but I'm going to fiddle and just try and blend it in with a bit of water. I'm hoping that side bit cleans up. It looks like it has leaked a bit more. So just now I've taken off the top layer of the paper. Can't be good. And I've gone outside the lines here as well. So try and clean that up a bit as well. Excuse me. Now I'll just go to the skin colour. So I've got tons of colours to choose from, but if I base it on the one I did last, I just used a pinkish colour because I found, actually I think I might have coloured it on and then blend. Hi guys, that was so frustrating. I was getting sick of how long-winded it was getting. So I've just sped this last bit of the clip up to 8 times speed. Just there's not really much more I can show you here that I haven't already told you. Apart from I added a little bit of pencil to the paper there and took the colour off that, but it's just the same kind of concepts. Just adding some colour. I do make a bit of a mess of the top of the face. I keep fiddling around a bit with, but you know, it's all a work in progress, and it makes our artwork unique, doesn't it? So I'm very happy that you came and joined me. Thank you very much. I'd love it if you looked at some more of my videos and liked, comment, subscribed, and hit the notification bell so you can hear when I send more videos to YouTube. Thanks for watching. See ya.